My name is Joelise Roland. I'm here today at the Camden Community College interviewing students about their majors. I'm sitting here with Francesca Caballero, who will be telling us what her major is and why she chose it. She will be giving us a little bit more information based on her career choice and answering some questions for us. Now, Francesca, why don't you start by telling us what your major is and why you considered this particular career?
My major in college is criminal justice. The reason I chose criminal justice is to get into the social work field. I want to help people that get into certain problems, certain obstacles, challenges in their life that they feel as though being a criminal is the way out, and it's not. I want to expand people's mind and help them believe that there are different ways to handle situations. I want them to see that giving themselves a background is not going to do any good for them. And if by chance they do have a background, I want them to understand that it doesn't have to stay that way. They can change. There can be something that they can do. We can help them. I want to extend that there is somebody out there to help you. My main focus in social work is children. I want to work with teens growing up that went through difficulties or that are going through difficulties, that are in high school or about to go in high school, that have problems at home or are going from foster homes to foster homes. I want to start there because I feel like that's where the problem begins. When you don't extend that hand to a teenager going through things like that, is where they most become, where the situation becomes worse, and then you have to worry about the boys catching a drug charge, or the girls being out in the streets, or getting pregnant, or quitting school. Like, I kind of look at all the outcomes of different situations and what these kids go through. As I look at some of the adults' cases, or go through people that I know actually have potential to do something with their life, I look at their situation and I'm like, wow, like they really could have done something, or maybe they just didn't have that person to extend that hand. Let me help you. Let me guide you. I'm a social worker. We can help you get benefits. We can help you get a job. We can do for your kids if they have any. There hasn't been someone, or at least I feel there hasn't been someone who's done that. People sometimes don't reach out to them, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they get judged, which is why I believe certain people don't go and seek the help that they really, really need. And I want to help change that, especially in my community.
Okay. Now, how much do you expect to earn within the next few years of your career?
Social workers make a pretty decent amount of money. The criminal justice social workers, the average money they make per year is about $42,000. So within the next 5 years, I'll be looking at least a little less than $300,000, which is pretty decent money.
Okay. What are the skills needed for your job?
The skills needed for this particular job, you definitely need good listening skills. You have to be able to comprehend with what this person is telling you. You have to be able to cope. You have to be able to answer questions that they might have about certain situations, and obviously you have to listen to know what you're going to say. You need to be organized. You're going to come across a lot of people, and obviously if you have all your things everywhere or everybody's information everywhere, you're going to find yourself confused. You need to be time consuming. You need to understand that you have other people you need to see. You need to make time for all of your clients fairly. Some might need you more than others, which is understandable. You need to be able to understand what this person is going through, which goes back to listening, but I want to expand understanding, because some social workers are social workers and they've been in the field for a long time, but I feel like they don't take the time to really, really understand what this certain person is going through. So they don't give them the best solution, and you will find that same person back at the same situation they were in. And I want to change that. I really, really, truly believe I can change that.
Okay. the best major to study in your career?
Honestly, it's criminal justice. I really haven't come close to another career or another major that is what I want to do. Like I said, I want to really, really expand in a person's mind that there are different ways out. That a background is not going to take you but so far. Like I said, it starts in a child, and some people that are going through the things they're going through, it's because they didn't have a mother figure, or they didn't have a dad figure, a family figure, they didn't have an older person guiding them, and I understand that, but it's still not an excuse. I want them to understand that. Like, I want to understand their situation, I want them to understand the information I'm giving back to them.
Okay. So, in the field, in the career that you have chosen, what is the outlook, and does the government expect the numbers to increase or decrease in the career choice, and if so, then what is your final decision on your career choice?
Honestly, there's always going to be somebody that needs your help. You're always going to find yourself in a situation, whether it's a male, a woman, a baby, a teenager, like there's always going to be somebody that needs a social worker. The numbers are actually great. Since 2010 till now, social workers are expected to grow 25%. That's excellent. Could be more, but it's still great. And as the time goes, like I said, there's always going to be somebody that needs you. So obviously the numbers will go up and more up and more up. So it hasn't changed my mind at all about being a social worker in the criminal justice field, because I know that I'm always going to come across somebody that needs me. And as long as I'm doing what I have to do and doing my best at helping that person seek the help that they actually need, I know that our numbers will definitely go up as the years keep going by.
Okay. What are the similar careers that are like yours, and would you choose a different one?
I honestly haven't came across something that has come in close to a social worker in the criminal justice field. There's other type of social workers as far as like seeking psychiatric help, mental help, people with illness. There's all type of different social workers, and depending what institute you want to work into, the work is different. You have a social worker in the hospitals, you have them in the schools, you have them in institutes, you have them in special need programs. I strictly want to work with the court system, and I haven't really come close to any career that has taken that from me.
Okay. What good things, like benefits, of this career choice
did I come across?
Yeah.
The good benefits of my career is that I'm going to learn in the process. I'm going to know why people do the things that they do. Sometimes I sit back and wonder, like, why does this guy do drugs? Or why is this woman on the street? But like the saying goes, you don't never judge a book by its cover. I don't know their life. I don't know what they've been through. Like, nobody knows my life, and they know what I've been through. So nobody can judge me like I can't judge nobody. It takes time. Some people are afraid to reach out to a social worker. They are afraid of being judged, and I completely understand that. So I'm not going to say that they shouldn't reach out to somebody, but I understand why they don't.
Okay, great. What are the negatives and cons? What are the pros and cons of this career choice?
The pros are, like I said, that I was going to learn in the process of it. I'm going to experience certain things. I'm going to actually see what some people go through, and why I have to take place in that. The cons is misleading. People sometimes feel like you give them opinions and they feel like you're judging them, and you're not. You're just giving them opinions. You're seeking a way to help them. Back to skills. That comes with great listening skills, people skills. You have to be able to know how to cope with this person and what they're going through. If you know that you don't have the best solution to give that person, it's better for you not to give them a solution and wait until you have the best solution possible. That's basically the pros and cons of a social worker. You never know what you're really going to come across until you come across it. You never know how a person is going to take your opinion until you give them the opinion. So it's basically a win-win, a win-lose situation. It's a 50-50 situation. That's how I kind of look at it.
Okay. So, what do you dislike that is an aspect of this career?
What I dislike, honestly, is the people that come to get help. Like, I kind of despise a little, it's a big word to use, but I do. I despise the fact that they're reaching out for our help, but at the end of the day, they don't take heed to what we're telling them. A social worker is not to steer you wrong. I know that there are a lot of corrupted people in certain kind of fields with criminal, but a social worker is more to help you. They help you get through what you're going through, and I despise people that take advantage of that or that use the system. Like, I really don't like that at all.
Okay. Assume you were able to get this job and that it is your dream job. What impact will it have on your personal life?
I think the biggest impact that this job will have to my life is that I grew up in a city of violence, drug activities, rape, abuse, domestic violence, all type of different criminal cases that you can possibly think of. And I've seen a lot. I've had friends that went through situations. I've went through situations. I think I can relate to a lot of the cases that I'm going to come across. I definitely wouldn't judge anybody because I know the struggle that's been in Camden for many and many of my peers and many people that I've known for a long time in general. I think I can definitely relate to most situations as far as not growing up with a dad, growing up with my mom, being a single parent, a lot of kids, going through the whole DIFUS process, being back and forth in courts. I can definitely relate to all of that, and I can possibly say that I can give them the best solution possible to help them get through what they go through in everyday life. Because I've been through a lot of different situations that had its ups and its downs, and thank God today I am who I am.
Okay. Now, as we're coming to our conclusion, what did you learn about your career choice that you didn't anticipate? What did you find that confirmed what you already knew?
I found that I am going to come through situations that happen in our everyday life. I am going to come across younger people, older people, male, woman. I'm going to come to a lot of situations where I'm going to be looking back at my own life and what I've been through. And I think that that's great. At first, I used to think that, like, how do I face that? I don't want to put my personal life with my career. I don't want to mix that at all. But technically, that's what a social worker is. Many of the social workers that you see are people that didn't even intend to be a social worker. I want to be a social worker because I've been through a lot of things that social workers help out in. I want to show, like I said, kids, adults, whatever the situation is, like, I want to show them that I've made it. I've made it out of situations that they're going through, and there is help. There's definitely help.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions that we have for you. Thank you for your time and consideration, and I hope and pray that you will be on your way to getting the career that you want.
It was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
As we come to the closing of my experience project, I just want to take the time to thank Jo Elise, which is actually my niece, who's helped me through the interview. And I also want to give credit to the website where I actually got all my information from for social work, which is actually www.bls.gov /OOH/community dash and